The Cleveland Browns have had to make a ton of moves this season because of injuries. They've had to elevate guys from practice squads. Do we put this guy on IR? Do we sign this guy? Do we sign this guy to the practice squad? Bring him up to the action? I mean, there's just been move after move, but they made another move this Sunday, putting a guy in a starting role that's an undrafted free agent. That's like, did they just find like a star, like a sneaky little star? Let's take a look at this guy after yet another huge victory. If you're new to the channel, by the way, we make videos for teams that don't get the love nationally like they should. The Cleveland Browns, of course, being one of those teams, they just don't get talked about enough. Yet here they are sitting atop, not atop. They're sitting right in the mix for the division, right in the mix for a playoff spot in the AFC, which coming into the season was supposed to be just absolutely loaded, which it still is, right? Dolphins, Bills, Ravens, Browns. I mean, even the Bengals, pesky, won't go away. Jags, Colts, Texans down here all at 8-6. Incredible. Chiefs, Broncos, of course. Chargers fell off, but I mean the AFC is nice, and the Browns are hanging in even after all these injuries. Okay, the player I'm talking about is DeAnthony Bell. Look at what he did. Now he got that interception there to end the game. That was awesome. But he starts the game in place of Juwan Thornhill. So just real quick on DeAnthony Bell, where he came from. So he transfers all over. He starts at Albany State, goes to Iowa Central Community College, Butler Community College, then goes to West Florida, and then he's picked up undrafted by the Cleveland Browns. Physical traits are there. Runs a 4.5 40, so nothing outstanding, but he becomes the first player from West Florida to make it to the NFL. So he's had some opportunities, but not really, right? He's only been here about a year. And then he makes his really coming out party against the Chicago Bears. And here's what he did. Early in the first quarter, Foreman wide open, looked like all right, he's got space. Bell comes flying over, sure tackle, 2-yard gain. It's like, okay. Then Bell forced QB Justin Fields into a sack with 3:40 left before the half when he rushed and forced Fields into the waiting arms of D and Alex Wright on a 3rd and 8. Early in the third quarter, one of the few punts, it was Bell who pushed kick returner Trent Taylor out after a short gain. With 15 seconds left, with 15 seconds left in the game, Bell held Johnson to an incompletion. Then Bell had the pick on the final play. All around the ball, this is an undrafted guy out of a college I've never heard of, who went to colleges before that I never heard of. And the Browns, I did a video on this. And by the way, we're Detroit Lions fans, so rooting for the Browns. I did a video on this about how your general manager has got the blue chip players in place. Deshaun Watson, your defensive end, but yet the depth and finding these undrafted free agents. It's amazing to me how hard it is to crack into the NFL, yet it also feels like NFL teams grab these guys that you've just never heard of from schools you've never heard of. It feels like there's enough guys from Alabama, Georgia, Michigan, Ohio State, right, that they'd all be kind of coming from there this deep and like picking guys up off the couch. But yet no, that's not how it is. And the Browns continue to do well finding these guys. So they make the move to put him in after the other guy ahead of him is injured. And it's like, geez, man, Browns are they just keep winning games that they shouldn't. They've got Joe Flacco. They shouldn't be winning. They shouldn't be beating the teams that they are, but they keep on doing it. It's incredible. Now, here's the guy that I just think, if you're a Browns fan, it's so encouraging. Njoku, I mean, it's just for a stud that he is. And Browns fans, let me know. It's not like I watch every Browns game since he's been drafted, so I don't know this. It feels like he's not as good as he should be, or he's not as involved as he should be. But these last couple weeks, Njoku is like, dude, that's who I thought you were. Like, let me know in the comments, Browns fans, on Njoku and what I need to know about him. Got him on my fantasy team. So I've been seeing like, all right, this dude's playing last 2 weeks. So barely heard his name called in the first quarter, but he made up for it in the second quarter with a great touchdown grab over the safety of Brisker. Brisker's terrible, but still great play. I just can't stand Brisker. The second half was basically the Cleveland Browns featuring David Njoku show. Absolutely. He caught passes. He caught that clutch. Let's go back up to, I think it talks about it up here. The play of the game really was right here with 102 left, 17 all, about a minute 30 to go, 3rd and 15. He gets Flacco gets pressure, gets it, floats it over to Njoku, who outraces everybody to the pylon for a first down. Not the pylon, first down marker. And it's like, dude, Njoku, if you play like that, man, like this is huge. If he can play at a high level, now you've got that safety valve guy for Flacco. And you can already tell Flacco's looking for him, going to him. So I love to see that. I love that the Browns continue to beat teams that they shouldn't, find players that not only are good this year and contributing this year, but just think of that depth and playing time that it's going to give to them next year, even. So the Lions had something like this in 2021, injuries, COVID, not very good, grabbing guys up all over off the street, guys you never heard of, and they got a significant playing time. So then when they were then challenged by the rookies and people coming in, that competition's better, you just have an overall deeper team on the bottom third of your team, and that raises everybody's level up. And now you're those guys that contributed and played a ton, you'll see them starting to get cut, released, all that next year at camp, which is fine because you found better players, but those guys push those better players, so you get it. The whole thing is really good. So love seeing everything that the Browns are doing. Again, we're Detroit Lions fans, so rooting for the Browns in the AFC, and we'll see all of you on the next one.